All right, so right now we're just going to give you kind of the 360 view of JA BizTown before we go into the actual storefronts. So we have our lovely traffic light, if you can see that. That's how we let the students know when they're going on their breaks. So the first storefront we're going to talk about is Sheets. Have to say this is definitely one of their favorites. So this is where the students eat lunch. You can see all of our tables. So here the students can work as a food and beverage manager and a sales manager. They get to sell cookies, gummy bears. It's really like one of their favorite parts. But they actually wipe the tables, they sweep the floors. If you ever want to get your kids at home cleaning, tell them they're working at a restaurant. That's what we've learned from this. Our next business that we have is 100.7 Star. This is, I'm going to say that they're all the favorites, so just ignore me when I say that. This is another one of the best ones, I think. Students actually get to be the DJ for the day. So if you probably can't see them, but there are a bunch of speakers on our ceiling. So the music that the students play here in the storefront actually goes through all of the speakers that we have. So they get to choose all the music that we play from a pre-recorded or from a pre-chosen list that we have. And all of the music comes through our speakers. They love it. They feel so great when they're doing it. And then all of the other students can request songs. So that's definitely a great one that they love to do. So now we're moving over here to City Hall. Yes, we do have some government here in JA BizTown. So here, this is where the mayor and the treasurer work. So the mayor goes around and takes votes. So we are definitely promoting voting here in JA BizTown, but they vote for their best citizen of the day and the best business of the day. So at the end of the day in JA BizTown, we do give out some awards for the best business and the best citizens. So they definitely love, if they're the winner of the day, they love that, but they also just like voting and putting in their opinion for the day. Next, we have FedEx. So FedEx actually delivers everything that the businesses need to work for the day. So everything's very real. Businesses are actually selling things. They're actually supplying services for the town. So we have our delivery driver here in FedEx. They'll go around in the morning, pack up all the boxes for all the other businesses and take their little FedEx delivery cart that they have and deliver all the boxes of supplies that all the other businesses need for the day. Our financial institution in BizTown is Clearview Federal Credit Union. So this is a big one. We're teaching students the difference between a bank and a credit union, which I'll be honest, I really didn't know that before I started working with BizTown. So I think it's great that we're teaching them that very young. So students here work as the tellers. They are taking money from the other students to deposit into their bank account. They are giving them cash. So we're teaching them withdrawals, deposits. Really everything goes on in the credit union. They're taking out loans at the beginning of the day, attempting to pay them off. So this is definitely one of the cornerstones for JA BizTown. Now we're moving on over to Calgon Carbon. Again, another one I wasn't super familiar with before we started. But Calgon Carbon uses activated carbon to clean water. Fun fact. So, of course, in here they sell light up bouncy balls. It only makes sense. But definitely one of the best things that the students buy here, I think. So, in addition to being able to buy light up bouncy balls, students also use little mechanical, remote controlled pickup trucks, or what are those? Whatever those are called, to deliver little fake activated carbon to other businesses to provide a service. So that's how they make money. So every business needs to make money somehow to be able to pay off their business loan by the end of the day. That's their goal as a team. Next, we have Ace Hardware. We love Ace Hardware. We have an owner on one of our boards. So in this business, students actually get to pick a paint sample, and then the workers here will match that paint sample. They'll print out a little label, put it on an empty paint can, And then the students get to go to one of the Ace Hardware stores and get their sample of paint to take home. So that's really fun for them. They get to choose whatever paint sample they want and then take it home. And number one Cochran, they really wanted to focus on the sales side of their business. So students are actually taught how much money it costs to buy a car and get a car fixed. So I think this is a lesson that's really good to be taught early. So students are given a bunch of different scenarios on how to build a car on number one Cochran's website, and then also on the repair side of things. So they definitely learn a lot at number one Cochran about how much a car costs. Coppers is one of my favorites. I don't think will be any educators' favorites on the call, but students get to make slime in Coppers, and they also sell it. So Coppers is a chemical company, so we are focusing on the way different chemicals react using slime. So students throughout the day make baggies of slime, and then they're selling them to the other students. That's how they make money. We always apologize in advance for the slime that your students are going home with, but they definitely love it. And we're moving on over here to vector security. So vector security might have the most technology in JA BizTown. So they actually, on the left side, if you can see it, of their storefront, they have a wall. It's called a demo wall, which has demonstrations of all of their technology that they offer. So students, they have a sales manager in their storefront that is trying to get other students into their business so they can give them a demonstration of all the technology. And then every student that watches the demonstration gets a free pair of sunglasses. So really out there trying to sell vector security to everyone, but they love it. Next we have Moscaro Construction. So Moscaro Construction is very interesting to the fact that they have partnered with a bunch of different trades unions, and every day in JA BizTown, they have a volunteer in their storefront from either Moscaro Construction or one of the trades unions. So your students, if they're working in Moscaro, will be able to actually work with someone in the industry and learn from them. So it is very exciting. And throughout the day, they built a bench for the town. So they definitely love doing that. AlkaSan, if your students love STEM and science, this is the one for them. So in here, they test water samples that we made for them. And then they test them and they look at them under a microscope, kind of try to figure out what they are. It's a little mystery. So they get to use real microscopes, real pH balance samplers. So everything in here is very real. Everything in BizTown is very real, but AlkaSan definitely a lot of science heavy things in here. Ansys, this is another big favorite. So in here, students design a bridge on an app called Tinkercad, and then they physically build that bridge using a bunch of different arts and crafts materials, and they, excuse me, and then they try to see how many little cars their bridge can hold. Giant Eagle, as you remember, Dr. Johns was talking about how her students couldn't even walk past the grocery store. This is what she was talking about. So in Giant Eagle, students can act as the store manager. So they have to look at the expiration dates on all the food and try to see what needs thrown out. They get to sell wristbands. So they're really acting as someone who works in the grocery store. We also have a pharmacist that builds first aid kits for the town and also makes healthy living posters and posts them throughout the town. In Burns and Scallop, this is actually our real estate agency. So they act as the property manager. So they go around, and if someone requests them to sharpen their pencils or take out their garbage, they can actually do that on our software that we have. So their property manager can go around to the storefronts and do that for them. And then they're also in charge of collecting rent from all of the storefronts. In Gordon Food Services, they have a wide range of positions in here. So we have students that are fixing tires on their truck. We have students that are delivering water to other businesses. We have students that are writing recipes for them. So they are really doing it all in Gordon Food Service. In PPG Paints, they are doing a science experiment where they melt down Skittles to get the colors off of them. And then they are matching that color on the Skittles to a PPG Paints color using their color matcher. And then they are also selling these really cool pens that look like paintbrushes. So that's one of my favorite things that they're selling. And then we have Comcast over here in the corner. And these students are installing Wi-Fi routers, not actually installing them, but they're definitely doing the work. So they're delivering Wi-Fi routers to all of the businesses and then talking to them about cybersecurity. They have a little script that they read, talking to them about cybersecurity, and that's how they make their money.
What grade is this?
Next, we have UPMC Children's Hospital. So we have a nurse practitioner in here and a medical assistant. So they work together to give students exams. So they just do an eye exam and height and an eye test. So nothing too crazy, but the students definitely love it to come in and look at the eye exam and see their height and everything. It's really fun for them. Definitely a more fun way to go to the doctors. And next, we are going to Highmark. Yes, we did put UPMC and Highmark right next to each other. So next we're at Highmark. So this is where students buy their health insurance. So we don't require them to buy their health insurance, but we do talk to them about the pros and cons of health insurance. And if they go to UPMC with health insurance, they get a discount. But if they don't have health insurance, it is more expensive. So that's a way that we teach them about health insurance. So that's kind of the gist on JA BizTown. Again, thank you everyone, and we hope to talk to you all soon. Have a good day, everyone.